This is another reason I decided to be making videos here online.
Chemotherapy did kill the cancer. Yes, the chemotherapy did shrink the tumor, but the chemotherapy is 100% mustard gas. Mustard gas is literally 100% acidic. So not only did it kill the cancerous cells, but it killed every good cell in the body too.
So one thing I usually tell people, in case maybe you're making a video about a topic you're not aware of, something that you don't actually understand, it's very important for you to do a thorough research, because you're going to mislead a lot of people there, some of whom will be your grandsons and even your sons. Now, here you're claiming that it's going to kill the cancerous cells, and also in addition to that, it's going to kill every other normal cells in the body, meaning that you're going to kill every other cell. By default, you should be dead after doing your chemotherapy. Unfortunately, that's not usually the case. Let me burst your bubble. What usually happens, and first of all, let's understand what usually happens when you get cancer. Cancer, we don't actually know the cause, but you know the factors that can lead to you getting cancer. One of which is, like, for example, smoking. Another example is getting HPV, which is human papillomavirus, which can predispose you to getting cervical cancer. We have something like breathing in asbestos, which can lead to you getting cancer. Those are factors. We don't know the actual cause. Now, what usually happens? Now, on a normal day, how you grow is by cells dividing. So we have cell division, and I'm sure you remember from biology there's something we call mitosis, which is the dividing of the cells into two. Now this is a highly controlled mechanism in the body. Once this mechanism go rogue, what will end up happening is you're going to have cells over dividing. When the cells over divide and controllably, what I usually say, they go rogue, what will end up happening is you're going to get a tumor. A tumor can continue being active, which is what we call cancer, or it can be benign, meaning it's just dormant, it's not doing anything. Now, when you have a cancerous tumor, it means that now you'll have to have mitigations to make sure that this cell or the cells inside there are killed or the tumor just removed. Based on where the location of that tumor is, we can decide to go through several of the therapies, one of which is chemotherapy. We have radiation and others. Now, when it comes to what you're talking about here, which is chemotherapy, this is a targeted therapy, meaning they are going to target only the cells which are cancerous, and this is what we are really working on. We really need to kill them because we don't want them to divide, and especially based on where that cancer is. If that tumor is somewhere that you cannot be able to access, we use chemotherapy, or even depending on the type of cancer that you have, it might be a combination of chemotherapy and radiation. Now, excision, which is another therapy, this is removal of the whole of that part that is cancerous, the tumor, with a layer of normal cells, a normal layer of cells, so that we make sure that we remove the whole of that cancerous tumor. Now you're claiming that chemotherapy will kill the cancerous cells in addition to all the normal cells, based on what you're saying here, that it kills even the good cells. No, it doesn't do that, and this is the reason why people usually don't die after they go, because if you kill every other cell, you cannot be able to survive. You are just going to die, meaning that every other person who've gone through chemotherapy would have died just immediately in the hospital where chemotherapy is taking place. So do you see where the issue here is?
So chemotherapy naturally causes cancer?
No, it doesn't. It's like saying that let me look for a good example. It's like saying, for example, that when you take antibiotics, you become sick. No, you take antibiotics to kill whatever is causing the disease that you have. You take antibiotics to kill that bacteria that's causing that infection. It's not that you're taking antibiotics and you become sick. No, it doesn't happen that way. But of course, chemotherapy usually comes with some other side effects, and one of which is losing hair, which is something that is physical. We have other things like being overly tired. We have so many other side effects, but the benefits you're going to get from chemotherapy outweighs the risk of not getting one, because based on what the cancer is that you have, it might be the only thing that is lying between you and death. So chemotherapy is a lifesaver until we get, okay, look at now the numbers that we have here. Right now, we have very, let's say, progressive improvement when it comes to cancer therapy, cancer diagnosis, and that's why I agree that might be the reason why we are getting so many cases of cancer, because we are getting better and better at screening. This is part of the reason. Another reason might be maybe the lifestyle and the things that we're getting exposed to. They are predisposing us to cancer. That's a topic for another day. But based on a little bit, not even long time ago, like 20 years ago, cancer or getting cancer was kind of like a death sentence. But right now, we have therapies that can be able to prolong, even improve the quality of your life, and you can even get free of that cancer totally. Like you just, even not remission, you just get completely cured based on the cancer and the stage at which it was discovered at.
Remission for 5 to 10 years, but then when the cancer come back, now all of a sudden it metastasized to the bone and throughout the whole body.
Now, let me give you a good explanation. Another of my, let's say, informed opinion. What might happen is we actually don't know the actual cause of cancer, and I say that now we know that. We know the factors that can contribute to that, but then we don't actually know what really caused the cancer that you have. Now, suppose this is just something hypothetical. Suppose whatever is causing, or whatever is carcinogenic, whatever is causing your cancer is something that is within your environment. And it means that even after treatment, you're going to go back to the same environment that gave you cancer in the first place. You're going back to the same carcinogen. So if you go back to the same, I'm not saying that this is always the case. It might be even maybe the place that you usually work, or maybe you had an exposure somewhere that gave you cancer. It was a one-time thing. But if I'll give you an example. What if whatever is carcinogenic is something that you usually interact with on daily basis, or maybe something after you've done your chemotherapy sessions, you're in remission, or maybe you're cured of the same cancer. If you go back to the same carcinogen, it means that you are exposing your body to the same thing that will cause cancer in the long run. So you end up getting the same cancer, and it might end up being in a situation where you don't get the early symptoms. So you end up discovering when it's already too late, stage 3 and stage 4, when you have metastasis.
The cancer is a natural effect on the body trying to heal itself.
No, this is an effect of your cells over-dividing. So there is something that is causing your cells to go rogue.
Cancer is a detoxification symptom.
No, this is... I don't know. How do you live yours? Okay, you go down somewhere, you sit down and listen to the video that you made, and you sleep well at night.
Cancer.
This is a sign of something wrong with your system. It's not a detoxification sign. A good example would be if you have cervical cancer from HPV. How is even detoxification related to that?
Disease. You see that? But chemotherapy causes a mutation of cancer, which becomes...
Mutation of cancer. Mutation only happen in the cells, and mutation usually happen inside the cells. And by the way, mutation is another thing that can cause cancer. Yes, it can cause cancer. Mutation in the DNA of the cells. Mutation usually happen inside the codes themselves, the DNA that you have. So when you have a mutation that is causing your cells to misbehave, that's when you're going to get that cancer. But you don't have a mutation in the cancer. Cancer is a condition. It's the disease itself. It's not the cell. Mutation will happen in the cells and not the cancer.
Becomes a disease, and then you die from that chemotherapy because it robs the cells of oxygen. It suffocates the cells.
Chemotherapy is supposed to kill the cells, which are cancerous. So they are going to be cytotoxic to the cells. And that's why it's going to be targeted therapy, meaning it's going to target where you have the tumor, where you have the cancerous cells. So it does whatever nonsense you are saying here to the cells which you don't require in the body, the cells you are getting rid of from your body.
And it penetrates all the way down to the actual molecular structure of the bone. So you see most people that go into remission come back with an even worse cancer 5 to 10 years later. So they're suppressing symptoms.
Yes, because we don't have an actual cure for cancer. The same case goes to HIV. If you're taking ARVs, it means you are being treated, you're not being cured. Oh no.
We are promoting symptoms to detoxify.
If we know the actual cause, the actual thing that usually causes, we could be having a cure for cancer. So what usually happens is we are going to use physical things that we can be able to access right now to make sure that that cancer does not eat you up. And it means that you can also be having a very good prognosis, meaning if you get the whole of that cancer, every other cell that was cancerous, and get it out, and it means that you're going to have a very good prognosis, and you can even be healed out of that cancer even if you are around to stage 3. Stage 4 becomes a little bit more complicated because now it starts moving to other areas. Now targeting a specific area where you have that cancer becomes a little bit hard, but trust me, whatever you're saying here is total nonsense, and I wouldn't want anyone who is listening to my videos to ever follow something like that, because this is someone who's very uninformed, someone who is just there for the clicks, I guess, or maybe just for their other maybe malicious motives. I don't understand. This is a camera and a microphone pointed to the wrong person.
It's a total difference. Yes, the chemo.
Just go you. You just fuck. What the f is wrong with people out here?